Hey guys!
Welcome back.
Oh my god, we're on episode 4!
I know.
I can't believe I feel like we're
Wait,
gonna
3,
keep saying no, this is episode 4.
No.
Yes!
Oh, yes!
Yes, this is episode 4!
That's crazy.
Yes, we're on episode 4. I can't believe we made it this far. I'm so proud of us. I always say that in every episode, but I really am. Like, I
feel like this is one of, it's a big accomplishment for sure. Yeah.
Definitely, I'm proud of us. We got this, queen.
We got this.
Well, how have you been? How's your week? Let's do a mental check-in. Fill me in with how you've been feeling, what's been going on. How's your week been?
My week has been pretty chill.
Yeah.
I feel like I really haven't had anything going on. I've just, been going to work, doing my routine. I've been trying to go to the gym a little more.
That's good.
And we went on our first run.
Oh, yeah, that was so much fun. We went to the Balboa Park. This the only thing is that it got dark fast, and then I was scared that they were gonna tow our cars. I was
my god, we were like across the park.
Yeah, we were across the park, and then like this truck came and was like, okay, like the park is now closed.
Yeah,
blah,
we're
blah,
gonna
blah.
close the gates.
Yeah, we were scared. I was like, I'm not trying to pay. Like, I already pay so much. I'm like not trying to pay for my car to get towed. But that was fun. It was really pretty.
That was fun. It was really relaxing. We're just catching up.
Yes.
We're gonna do that again soon. Hopefully. Yeah.
We are next Monday tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. We're gonna do it again.
But it was chill. Honestly, I don't really have anything going on.
No, you didn't have any high, lows, nothing.
No.
But that's good. At least you had like a decent chill, like.
I mean, other than my stomach problems.
Yeah.
I mean.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So I've been having like really bad like stomach pain, and I haven't really been able to eat as much. So I've kind of been struggling with that. I ended up going to urgent care, and they think it's like gallbladder stones or something like that. So I'm gonna do like a ultrasound and see what's going on. And I'm kind of bummed because I can't eat what I want. I can't eat hot Cheetos.
No, like that's low-key the saddest thing.
Yeah, and like spicy shit in general. Like I can't eat, but I mean I'm riding through it. I mean this is gonna give me a push to eat a little better and get my shit together. Yeah. So that's cool.
I think it's good to like prioritize our health. I think sometimes like it takes like your mental, like how do I explain it? It takes for you to finally go to the doctor to be like, all right, maybe I should eat better. I mean, we shouldn't be like that, but sometimes it'd like that. So it's okay as long as you're aware of what you need to do and do it, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But do you feel good? Like you feel good, or you're just like that's just the only thing that's bumming you out? It's like the thought of the food. Huh?
Yeah, because I mean, I wanted to go to Boiling Crab.
For real, I'm trying to fuck some.
I know.
Oh, I'm trying to with the rice, but it's okay. Like. Food is good. We can dive all into that, but it's gonna take time learning, about like how to eat good food and things like that. But it's
doable. Yeah, it could be worse for sure. It could be worse,
and you'll be learning new stuff like what to eat, and you might like new foods and stuff like that. So it's okay.
That's true.
It's gonna be a process. And you'll be okay
for sure. But how was your week?
Oh, my week was crazy. Like I just had like a really tight schedule. So like this week I worked and then I lashed and then worked, lashed. This week I actually started vlogging. So I vlogged most of the process.
No, I'm so proud of you for that.
Yeah. It was just hard, but I vlogged it all on my phone. So I was just like picking up my phone and going. I just wanted to show people like everyone's life is different, and it's kind of cool to see someone else's perspective in life and what they're doing, because I know people be nosy, or like they want to know like how does she do it, like how does like kind of give a glimpse in like my day-to-day life. So I did that. What else this week? I'm trying to think of if anything else major happened this week. I don't think anything else major besides like the podcast cleaning up. I'm trying to think. We went to the running. That was fun. I think that's it, honestly. Yesterday, nothing much really happened.
The snitches in your apartment.
Oh my god, yes!
But they need to go to your vlog to see.
No, you guys have to go to the vlog, see what the hell happened with that whole story. I was furious. I'm still mad, but I'm like, you know what? God has a plan for me, and it's okay. But yeah, fuck snake snitches ass fucking bitches, motherfuckers. Old ass people, man, have nothing better to do but to snitch.
For real.
Go watch the vlog if you haven't, bro, because I'm fucking pissed.
You'll get the story there.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, it was good. It was good. I felt good. I feel good. I feel like I got more sleep. I prioritize my sleep. I think it's just the time management of like everything. Like this is so new to our lives, and it does take a toll, and it is a lot of work to start a podcast. Like it's not easy. I mean, I'm happy we have a team that helps us, you know,
for
because
real,
if it wasn't for them, like I don't know how I would do it for real. But other than that, it was a good week. Good week.
It was, yeah. So we're gonna get into our topic of the day.
Okay. You want to say what it's gonna be? Oh my god.
So our topic of the week is dealing with toxic family members. This shit is about to get real. We want to be as raw as possible. Of course, we don't want to expose anybody, but we do want to let you guys know our experiences and how we've been dealing with them as adults.
Yeah, I feel like family is such a like it's a topic. Like you don't choose who your family is, and I think that is like crazy, you know, like not knowing who your parents are going to be, not knowing who your siblings are going to be, not knowing what your environment's going to be like, not knowing what your financial situation is going to be like. So before we start, have a seat, get your snacks, because it's about to go down. We're going to spill some, not tea, but I mean, yeah, we're going to spill tea, but from our point of view. It's not to throw jabs at anyone or anything. It's just we experience things in our life from our point of view within our family, and I think it's important to share that with other people because other people can relate or kind of understand what we've been through and how we've coped with it if they haven't coped with it or if you're living it now.
Because even just by our experiences, you guys will be able to find out if your family is toxic, because if we start talking about like kind of what we've been going through, you guys will kind of be like, damn, like that's happening to me right now.
Yeah, and I didn't even know or understand that that's happening to me because
literally
you're so caught up in your own life.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see it. Okay, it says kind of just explain your family dynamics. Like, do you want to start with your family dynamics or should I start with my family dynamics?
You can start off if you want.
Yeah, I'm okay with starting off. I've been open about how I grew up, obviously. So my mom and dad are not together. They haven't been together for years. My dad is an immigrant from El Salvador, and my mom was born here, but my mom's grandma was Salvadorian, so she is Salvadorian, an immigrant, and she was born. My mom was born here in the United States, and then my mom and dad met and had. I don't want to say too much of my mom's story because maybe she will be here on the podcast and she can explain and talk about her perspective. But just to give surface level, my mom and dad had me, and had my brother and another brother. Well, yeah, another brother 10 years later. So that's kind of like my family dynamic, like my immediate family. But I also have my aunt Katie, which is my mom's sister, and I love everyone in my family. But that's a little bit of my family dynamic, just so you can kind of get an idea of how my family is very little. So it's just my dad is in El Salvador, my mom's here. So here in the United States, it's my mom, my grandma, Jeremy, Jamari, and me and Katie. So it's just 6 of us. Very small family. Like that's literally it. I don't talk to any cousins. I don't talk to tias, tios. We don't do that whole shebang. We're really small. Okay. So that's a little bit of my family dynamic, just so you guys can get an understanding of what my family is like.
Okay.
Yeah, a little picture of them.
Well, I can relate a little bit to you because my family is small too. Mm-hmm. I do have my mom and dad. They're together. I have an older half brother, but he hasn't really been in my life. I think he was in my life up till I was like 5 years old. Yeah. And then I have my older sister, and I have my brother that passed away, and I have a little brother. Yeah. But similar to you, we're not really close to like our tias and tios. Yeah. Like my parents call them, and like my parents go to Mexico like more often than I do. Yeah. But I don't feel like I have a close relationship with them other than just like my immediate family, which is just like the 4 of us now.
Yeah, well, that's good. Like, cause I like having a small. How do you feel having a small dynamic family? How does that make you feel?
I sometimes get a little sad because I see that everybody has like huge families and they have big parties and they have carne asadas and everything. But I also do feel like it's less drama.
Yeah, for sure. I can feel that. Like, I think growing up in high school with a lot of people who were Hispanic, like just like, oh, my cousins are coming from Mexico, or like, oh, we're gonna go out there and spend the weekend, or things like that. So seeing that does kind of make me sad because I wish my family was closer more than we are, and like we're not close. Well, I'll get into more detail as we go on with the podcast, but I do wish I had like a bigger family. I wish I had like more cousins and relationships with more of my family.
No, me too, because sometimes I want to hang out with my cousins.
Imagine.
That would be
Oh,
nice.
that makes me so sad. That makes me so sad.
But I mean, when we do see each other, like, I feel like we do connect a little bit, but we're just not close.
Yeah, I don't see any of my cousins.
At all?
At all. Like, at all. Like, I have no relationship. I mean, I have some of my cousins like on social media, but I don't like talk to any of them.
I don't interact with them either. I think I only have one closest cousin. She lives a little far, like an hour away from us, but I think she's the closest one.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
It does.
So I don't have any sisters. So for me, it's really sad to like not have a connection because I don't have a connection. Like I have a surface level relationship with my brothers. The brother that was born after me, we're very close in age, Jeremy, and we just don't connect at all. Like, my life is different from his in a lot of ways. And then my brother Jamari, he was just born 10 years later. We have such a big age difference, and like I'm in my 20s and he's like in his preteens, so it's like such a like
I
weird,
see that.
like
how old is
dynamic. He's 13. He's gonna be 13, and he's a Cancer.
Nay's actually gonna be 11, so he's really close to his age.
Then they're really close.
I know. Oh, they could be little homies.
For real. No, but Jamari's very like in that, like, my brother's just very in that like teenage, figuring out his body's changing. Like, I'm just like, what in the world?
It's crazy seeing them grow.
I think it is so weird. Like, I see my brother and I'm like, I remember wiping your ass and like giving you a bottle and like just being like your mom.
I know, it's so sad. But other than that, we're gonna get a little bit into how it was growing up with toxic family members.
Did you know that you were growing up in a toxic household? And how did you know if you were growing up in a toxic household?
I feel like I didn't realize that until I was an adult and I was able to understand, because I feel like back then I thought it was normal.
Yeah.
Like how everybody would act and how like I would get treated. I felt like it was just part of like my life. Like that's how it was. That's how I would roll. Like,
yeah,
I had no other choice until I grew up and I started learning about boundaries. I started learning about, having respect, gaslighting. I started learning about a lot of things, and that's when I realized, wow, like that was going on in my life while I was growing up and I had no idea.
Yeah. It's crazy. For me personally, I feel like I always knew.
Really?
Yeah. I always knew. Like, as a little girl, like I saw things that I shouldn't see as a little kid. So I knew what was right from wrong. I knew about a lot of things in my family. So it's kind of just like, I always knew my family was toxic. I just didn't understand why. And I was never okay with it until like I had to be okay with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't want to say that because I feel like growing up in a toxic household, like at first I didn't know until I started going to school and seeing other other people's dynamics. So I was like, what? It was kind of weird. Like, I was like, oh, okay, like this is what it's like. This is not normal what I have to go through.
Yeah, because you start seeing other people's dynamics and you're like, wow, they're so much different than my dynamics. Like, what is the problem over here?
It's weird. Well, hold on. Let's see. Explain how growing up with toxic experiences has affected you as an adult. Well, should you want to start off, or should
Yeah,
I?
I can start off if
Okay,
you want.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like I have to think about it. I didn't write any notes at all.
Okay.
So I didn't write any notes. I kind of, like I said earlier, I've been busy throughout the week, but I do want to like bounce off of like vibes and see what kind of comes. I want to give you guys the raw version of me and see what kind of comes up as I'm talking.
Okay. So growing up, I've always been a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
Always. I've always been super close to my dad. I've had a really close relationship to my mom, with my mom, but it's always been my dad.
Yeah.
And I felt like my dad was very involved in my life because he was my best friend. Yeah. So I would tell my dad literally everything. When I got my period, my dad was the first person I told.
No
like
way.
that, my dad was like my best
close.
friend. Yeah. But I feel like my dad started getting very involved in my life that I felt like anything that would happen, I would have to kind of tell him. Like anything new, any problem, I felt like I had to go to him, but there were certain things that I didn't have to tell him, and I just felt like that was my obligation. Like I had to be telling my dad what was going on. Like and now that I'm an adult, I'm an adult. Like I'm able to figure out problems on my own, and not just figure out, but I'm able to talk to other people. Like it's not just my dad. And having to talk to him, and my dad grew up differently. My dad's very old school. He's Hispanic, and I don't blame my parents for anything because they grew up different than we did. We're here in America. Like they grew up in Mexico. Like they have different family dynamics, and I'm never going to judge them for that. But I felt like I was always walking on eggshells at
with
home.
Your family.
Yeah, like anything I would do, I felt like they would judge me. I kind of felt like, fuck, like, should I tell them that? But they're going to talk shit. Like, if I go out, they're going to talk shit. If I hang out with my friends, they're going to talk shit. If I do anything different, they're going to talk shit. And I always felt like that. And I always felt like I was walking on eggshells. I always felt like anything I would do was wrong.
Yeah. Do you feel like that because they made you feel like that? Or did you feel like you were overthinking those things in your head?
No, I felt like they would make me feel like that. I felt like sometimes I would get judged.
Like they would tell you, like you would open up to them, like confide in them in certain things, and then they would just be like, "Ay, pues yo no sé por qué." Like tell you shit like in your face.
Like I felt like I couldn't tell them what I was doing because it was always not okay. But in reality, like it was okay, and it was just their ways of growing up. Yeah,
their perspective, and then kind of processing what you're telling them, and then them responding with what they know.
Yeah, and what they think, and what they think is okay. And like not just that, but boundaries. Like I felt like my parents never had boundaries with me. Like they always tried to be very involved in my life. Until this day, I feel like I've been able to actually, stop them and build those boundaries. And, within myself, I tell them, like I grew up differently, like we're in a different generation, and they've been able to understand and kind of stay out of it. But in the beginning, it was really hard for me, like getting out of that bubble, being so like fed into them, and kind of like, damn, everything I do, I need to bring them with me. I feel like now I can do it on my own.
Yeah. And do you feel like you wish you grew up having a little bit more freedom?
Yeah. Definitely.
Abigail, I'm gonna cry.
Why?
Because I grew up opposite. It's crazy to talk about these things, like seeing your point of view, because I grew up opposite, like this is so crazy. Sorry, I just got emotional because it's like I'm hearing you say about your parents, like, always being there for you. I'm so sorry. I'm getting really emotional.
No, it's okay.
Because I don't think we've ever talked about how we're so different in a dynamic like our family,
No, I don't think we have.
I think it's crazy because I didn't have that. And it's no one's fault, but it's just crazy to hear, like, I can have those open conversations with, like, my friends about, like, their experiences with it. I don't know, it just kind of hit me. Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
I just want to be, like, I just kind of came into this, like, with the open mind today. But it is crazy, like, to hear, like, you didn't have that like open space to kind of create your own, like, you know, be your own person and make mistakes, you know. And it kind of does suck like hearing that, because it's like you should be your own person to make your own mistakes and then just support you in it, you know, and guide you in the right way.
Yeah, no, and definitely I felt like it's crazy because I actually always felt like that. Like I wasn't able to be my own person because
Yeah,
I
because you
always
had to
cater to them. Like I
mm-hmm.
always had to. I feel like I've always just been so involved in making sure my family is good before myself. Just
Yeah,
because growing up, I was always so close to them, and I always wanted them to be happy, but I never actually took care of myself.
yeah,
And I
because you were
can't.
catering to their needs and always like,
Yeah,
well, I don't want them to be upset at me, so I'd rather do this to accommodate for them.
yeah, because I know if I do this different, they're gonna be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now that I'm growing, and I feel like it's crazy, but I just realized this like about a year and a half ago.
That's crazy. And you're 26?
I'm 26.
It
Yeah,
takes time. I think growing up in a Hispanic household like the way you did, it's just so like nitpick, like you guys are so tight, you know? And it's crazy to like see the way that dynamic was for you and how you in inner like the way you absorbed it, you know?
yeah,
I never like I don't go to therapy or anything like that. So like I grew up kind of alone, like
yeah.
having to figure out things alone. Like I didn't have like my dad kind of left when we were little and he like provided for us and he was an alcoholic the whole time. And then like my mom, you know, kind of like didn't put us first a lot of the time. And I've talked to her about it and maybe she'll like come on the podcast and talk about those things. Oh my god, I really didn't think. I did not want to cry because I'm always crying. I'm literally always crying, but
No, it's
this
okay.
is
I feel
good.
like
This is
just
good.
because, I mean, I go to therapy. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like since you don't have that outlet, like, this is your outlet.
No, for sure, 100%. Because like I work so much, I'm always so busy, so like I don't get to talk about these real deep conversations, and I'll get into more of why I don't. Um, but yeah, growing up, I didn't have that like my mom, like once my dad was deported, my mom literally had to survive, and she had to do things to survive for her children and give us what we needed. But then she had to, at some point she had like obviously struggles doing that, and we didn't have money like that, so like we've gotten evicted, not knowing where we're gonna sleep, what we're gonna eat, things like that. And I know I always talk about it, but it's true, like people grow up like that, like
Yeah.
not knowing. And like you would see me and you would never think that of me, because
No.
I'm just a happy person, and I think like that's just who I am. And I just always think like we'll figure it out, we'll figure it out. So growing up, it was really hard for me to like actually be like my own little person, because in the back of my mind I was always like worried, like after school, like making sure I ate at school and things like that. But besides that, like we had to turn to my grandma, which is my mom's mom, for a lot of help. And sorry guys, we had to take a break because my little falsies were falling off. I was crying. I don't know why I wore them. I know I'm always gonna cry, and especially
It's
if we were
okay.
gonna talk about family dynamics. But no, I do want to say like where I kind of left off in terms of like growing up. You would have never thought, looking at me, I've been through and went through all those things that I did, because like I was just like, I'm just a happy person. I've always been like that. I don't know why. It's just something like I always look at the brighter picture. When Abigail was just telling me how she grew up and like her family dynamics, you know, I truly respect it, but it's crazy to me to see my friend who has grown up completely different from me, and understanding like just because she had everything, for me when I was growing up as a kid, not having those things really did make me jealous. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like to me, when the parents were together, they had a house, like picture perfect family. When I was younger, I was just like, damn, like they have it so good. They always came to school with the newest shoes, like things like that. Not that I didn't have those things, but like my mom had to do certain things to get to that point, or like ask. Medi-Cal or like the government aid for help. That's how we had money, So just seeing that and like hearing how you are and how your family made you feel really opens my eyes to like just because someone can have it picture perfect good doesn't mean that they're actually picture perfect good.
It's real as fuck because going back to that same thing, like I felt like my family was always there like financially, but I feel like when it came down to like talking and being real, like it was never something that would be talked about or pointed out.
Yeah, and it's hard because it's like you can have all those things, but when you don't have like that emotional support, all those things mean nothing. Because at the end of the day, all those things, we don't take them when we go. Like, I feel like genuine relationships is what's important.
Yeah, when you pass away, like all that shit is gone. Like material shit, like you want to have like the most fucking badass car, most badass fucking like Gucci, designer shit. All that shit is nothing. Like when you're
Yeah.
gone, like that shit turns into shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dust and just nothing. But it's crazy. It just opened my eyes. I just had a moment through the podcast while we were filming, just like, dang, like this is like it just opened my eyes, and it's crazy.
I know.
And I'm happy we're having these conversations because like I didn't expect. I came into this with an open mind. I didn't want to think about anything because I wanted to be raw. But this is like an eye opener, like for sure. Like it opened my eyes.
For real. But how do you feel like your family affected you being an adult?
I feel like my family has affected me as an adult to be like a peacemaker and a people pleaser. And well, my family dynamic was like my mom had to figure it out for us a lot. Maybe it wasn't like the right way for her to figure it out, but she had to just do what she knew, what was best for her and her children. A part of me wishes like it was a little different of the way like she maneuvered. But I mean, now that I'm an adult, I understand that my parents had to do what they had to do with what they knew to get me to the point where I'm at now. And I'm grateful and I'm just happy like I turned out the way I did. Because if I was another person, like I would be on drugs or I would be selling my body or going with multiple men, or like. So I've learned a lot. I think it's all about perspective, like of how you see life.
Yeah, and you have to be stronger than who you were back then.
Or who like people who have raised you. And it's not to it's not to put down any of our parents, but it does affect us. Like we love our parents, of
Oh,
course.
hell
Like I
yeah.
love my mom, I love my dad, but the things that they've put us through makes you like really like grow these emotions that you're like sometimes it's kind of hard to deal with. And you don't get to pick your family. Like you
No.
don't pick your family. Answer your question, how does it affect me now that I'm an adult? I'm more open-minded. But like I was telling you, I've never been to therapy, so like talking about this now in front of the camera and stuff like that, it is a lot because it's like I don't think about those things, like actually sit down and think about it. What I do is I am out here trying to survive myself. Have an apartment, I have a job, I have a dog, I have a boyfriend, I have myself, like, and I'm all like routine based. So like I think the reason why I'm so routine based is because I never had that growing up. It was always like we'll figure out as the day goes. And it's like I hate that. I think that's something that like triggers me when people are like, well, I don't know, like we'll just see what the vibes are like, or I don't like that. Like I need structure. Like I need structure. Like it irks me. Like even right now, my body getting like not thinking about not having structure. Like I'm like, but it's something I'm working on, and just right now talking about all this stuff. Like maybe I do need therapy. Maybe I do need to talk to someone about things that like have happened in my life that are in my brain that I need like have like installed in the back of my mind.
You definitely need that extra outlet just because you have a lot bottled up. And I feel like I know you talk to us, but like I said, like it doesn't compare to somebody that actually knows like how you feel and normalizes your feelings. And I feel like that needs to happen for you to kind of be like, damn, like it's okay for me to feel like this. It's okay for me to cry. And it is okay. And I'll tell you that a million times. Like it's totally okay.
No, I know. And I think as you guys are watching like the process of the podcast, I am very emotional, and I think it's showing that like not that I need help, but I think I need to like really open my eyes on certain things, because of like this is my type of therapy, and I'm being really really vulnerable and sharing all these things with you guys, you know? And if you're someone out there who like feels like you have it together, but then like when you actually have moments where you're sitting down talking to someone, like, and you're realizing like, damn, like maybe I do need, like, you're realizing things about yourself that you need help with, like, consider therapy. And I think I'm gonna start considering it, because I like talking about my family is like, I think it's opening up a lot of doors that I forgot about. So I'm kind of happy I'm doing this, because I want to share. I want to be vulnerable, and I know not a lot of people can be vulnerable, but I really want to spread awareness.
Yeah, and I mean, there's probably a million people out there that feel the exact same way like you, and maybe you'll motivate them to kind of, seek for that extra outlet and do that extra step, because it fucking takes a lot.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, guys. Like, I really don't. But
I don't see that. I don't see it like that at all, Janis. No.
I just really think me opening up is gonna not only help myself, but in the process of doing that, help others. Like, that's my main goal.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like us sharing our experiences is gonna hit somebody really hard, and they're even gonna be like, damn, like, I feel like that. I feel like Janis, you know?
But yeah, I'm being vulnerable, guys. I'm being super, 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 like, look at all these tissues. I'm just gonna be authentically myself. Like I said, this is who I am, and I'm learning in this process too.
Yeah, definitely.
But talking about like, I feel heavy. Like the room feels heavy. I don't know if you guys feel heavy. Yeah, I don't know if you guys feel heavy, but I feel like I feel really heavy.
I feel that energy.
Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. It's just kind of like, whoa. Like my eyes opened up to something else.
I feel like I kind of feel like that, because me and you talk, you know, like we talk, but we don't really talk about like our families, and like how like you have a little glimpse of my family, I have a little glimpse of your family, but now that we're actually sitting here, like I don't even know what to say, because I'm like, damn, like this shit is real. Like you said, like you would have never thought in a million years Janis was going through all these hardships like with your family, and vice versa. You know, that shit is fucking real. And I love that we have this new outlet, and you have this outlet to let it out and express yourself, and we all appreciate you being vulnerable, dude, because that shit is
I feel like I share a lot of the world with myself, but I don't share like myself with myself,
like deep down.
So I think I just had a realization this episode. Like a lot just kind of hit me, and yeah, I'm gonna try to compose myself. And
you got this.
Yeah, I do. Let's continue with the podcast. This is not just like pushing my feelings aside. I feel like I don't want you guys to feel like I'm pushing my feelings aside. I am gonna take care of myself, and I think I just realized in this podcast, like, I am gonna work more on my mental health. And yeah, I think talking about it, like actually sitting, like having a space to sit and talk about these things does help. Yeah, I'm okay, everyone. I am okay. I just want to emphasize that. I just don't want to worry anyone.
Yeah.
You know, no, I am okay. It's just life, you know? My trauma is that I don't have therapy, and I've been through a lot, so it's just like realizing all that for myself, and I hope maybe this can help you guys. But yeah, I do want to talk about a story time with each other. Not our own stories, but like I want to ask you a time in your life that has a core memory to this day in terms of like your family.
I feel like for a really long time, I felt like I had to always make sure my family was good, in the sense like I had to put them first and leave myself to the side for years. I felt like I always would get guilt tripped for not being there for them. Every time I would go out with my friends or do something without them, I always felt like, damn, I'm leaving them behind. Like, I need to be there for them. I need to spend time with them, and, you know, and I would always feel guilty.
Like of not being there for them when they needed you. But
yeah, I always had to make sure they were happy. I didn't ever want to make my parents mad. I never wanted them to, be upset at me for anything, and I always felt like I had to make sure they were good and be pleasing them.
Yeah. Do you feel like they rely on you a lot now that you're, well, now obviously they rely on you, right? Like for
Yeah.
everything. But do you feel like you one day want to like little by little detach yourself from that and like to become your own person, but not to like obviously throw your parents away in the trash. Like of course be there for your parents, but in a way where there's boundaries.
Yes, I definitely feel like I've been working on that. I feel like I've been able to tell them no and be like, if I can't do it, I'm not gonna do it. I'm stressed out. I have my own shit to deal with. If I can't do it, I'm not. And I feel like before I'd be like, no. I'd juggle literally anything and I'd leave my stuff to the side, make sure they're good, and then after deal
Take
with
care of
me.
yourself.
Yeah.
And that could be hard because it's like, how can you really, as a person, just in general, not with your parents, but like as a person, how can you help others if you can't help yourself or love yourself or anything? How can you share your love with others if you can't do it to yourself? And that's
Definitely.
crazy.
Yeah, because I feel like growing up, I was never selfish. And even now, I feel like I'm not selfish.
You're
I
very
always,
like attentive. You're very like you're willing to go the extra mile for people and they might not do that for you.
yeah, and since their same energy didn't reciprocate, I was like, you know what? I need to kind of think about myself. Like, I'm a grown woman, I'm an adult now. I need to be happy and
Yeah.
not worry about everybody else because it's time for me. Like, I'm important,
You are important.
Yeah, and
Like
before I wouldn't think that.
that makes me so sad
Yeah.
because like you are important. Like you have such a big heart, and like you're a good person.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know
I
you
don't
are.
want to cry. I'm like, don't look at me.
I'm like, you're a good person. No, you are. And I think like you give so much love, but you also need to like put you first. And like if you got to tell somebody like I can't be there for you emotionally cuz I'm dealing with my issues, or I can't go do this for you cuz I have something that I need to deal with before I can, but also acknowledge like yes, I understand you need this from me. I can't in the moment. Maybe when I have time to do
Yeah,
it,
and
I
just
will be there for you.
yeah, all
And
I have to do is be honest, but I also feel like something has to happen in your life for you to realize that you need to think about yourself,
yeah, yes, I
And like
agree.
that happened to me. Like I never realized how important my feelings were until I lost my brother and I felt very at my lowest point. And I felt like I was juggling all my family's emotions and trying to be there for them. And I wasn't there for myself. And that's when I was like, you know what? I need to pause.
Yeah.
Like I need to fucking sit down, think about what are my priorities and see what makes me happy because clearly like I'm not putting any effort on myself and I'm going downhill.
Yeah. And that's a lot to deal with,
Yeah.
those emotions on top of losing a family member, like your brother. Like, that's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, but I mean, slowly but surely, like I'm learning to build those walls, and trying to create boundaries. Yeah,
Boundaries are really important. I feel like with family, creating those boundaries is kind of scary, to create boundaries with your family, because it's like your whole life you grew up with them telling you what to do, how to do it, or like having this family dynamic, right? And
yeah,
then when you start telling them like, actually no, I'm old enough to not continue doing this, to not do.
yeah. That shit is
And
a
it's like they're
fucking
like, what?
realization.
I'm like, why are you telling me? Like, I'm the parent. I'm the parent. It's like, yeah, you're the parent. You provided up until what you needed to provide, but it's like I'm an adult now and I can make my own choices.
Literally, it's
And
crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy,
Do you
crazy.
have that issue with your families, like boundaries and like them kind of?
Mm, no.
You don't?
Mm-mm. And I'll explain why I feel like I don't have boundaries with my family. I feel like me personally with my family, I felt like I was the one being the mother, the one who had to be in charge. When I say like like not including my aunt, I feel like my aunt more mainly like with my mom and my brothers and me. I felt like my mom was like a kid kind of, and I felt like I needed to be the one like kind of head straight on. And me and my mom don't have boundaries. I feel like I don't know how to explain the relationship with me and my mom.
Do you think you being like a mom to your family has affected you now? Like, do you feel like you need to be a mom, like to your friends, like to your partner?
I feel like I have to be the one in control. Like, not the mom, but I feel like I have to be the one to take lead of everything in my life.
Because that's how you grew up, like taking lead, making sure everybody had their shit together. The kids went to school, you know, picking up. Would you pick up your siblings from school or?
No. I mean, my mom did do a lot of stuff. I don't want to discredit my mom. Like I said, I want her to speak for herself, but like I feel like I had to like kind of be on top of it. And I think in her mind is like, bro, why is this girl like, like I'm the mom, I have to figure it out. But it's also like, you're not obviously doing it right. Like something's wrong. So like I need to take charge. I don't know if that's my characteristic or it's because of how I was raised.
I think it was how you were raised because you had to always be worrying like about
what's the next step.
Yeah.
Because there was no structure.
Exactly.
So I think that's kind of now how that it's affected me as in my adult life, and I'm working on it. Like I said, I'm opening up today, and I think this is like really making me open my eyes on like why I am the way I am, because I don't talk about these kinds of things with like, I mean obviously with my friends, but it's like this is a different kind of environment.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you're putting this out in the internet and you're being vulnerable, and that shit is making you realize like
a lot of things, like a lot. But yeah, I think that's like an example of how I am taking all those things with me as an adult. Now that I have a relationship, now that like I don't have kids, but like the dynamic of my family too. Like I've always, now that I'm an adult, like I'm very distant a little bit with them, like because I'm so caught up in my own life because I'm building this structure and this like life plan for myself, right? That I forget about all those other things if it's not on my schedule.
And do you feel like you're putting yourself first now, or you feel like you still need to work on that?
I think I need to work on it more.
Okay.
I think like working on it more, in a sense where I just put like my work life always. No, I put my work life, making money, my priority in everything I do,
and not your mental health. Yeah, that shit is real as fuck. Because you can be fucking working your ass off making money, but like money does not.
But that's why I'm saying it's kind of crazy, because it's like just like seeing both of our point of views of how we grew up. I feel like our dynamic, just opening my eyes, like seeing how like for you it's like you just needed love, and I feel like I needed that too, obviously growing up, like being like just a kid, but also like I didn't have money, so now that I'm older, like that's just my main, like I have to put that first before anything.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
This is crazy, guys. Like I'm like opening my eyes to a lot right now, and this is like a lot for me. Not in a bad way where I don't want to share, but I just really do hope this like helps me and other people, because this is like a lot. Like
no, I feel like it
like
is
a lot right now. Not in a bad way. I feel good.
Okay.
I feel good, but it's like, whoa.
Like, I know. I'm even like, whoa, because I'm like, damn, like it is crazy how like we grew up so differently, but we still needed the same thing.
Yeah, and then like it's a trip. It is a trip. Dude, we went to school with all the people who probably felt the same way.
And we have no idea till this day. And probably the people that were bullies, like, were going through like the hardest things. People that were bitches. Yeah. I mean,
it's like mind blowing. Like it's so like whoa. And that's why do you think people walk around so angry, so bitter, so, because there's so much that everyone is carrying with them from their trauma growing up, or like their generational trauma that they have to now take onto their own life, and they don't deal with it.
Yeah.
Like I could have, all this stuff going on in my life, I could have just been bitter and angry.
That's true. But you turned it around and you try to be positive, because that's not how you wanted your life to be.
No, I didn't. Dang, this is real, honey. This is real.
But do you feel like now that you're an adult, you've grown? Like, do you think like, damn, you look back and you're like, all of that I want to switch around and make it better, because now, you know, like you said, you have your apartment, you have your job, you have your business, whatever. But now you're like, you have that realization in your head, like, I don't want to be how I used to be. I want to be better or even more than that.
I feel like I've I've hit every milestone I wanted to hit for myself as an adult. But I think I just need to like I feel like I need to heal more. Like I feel like now I've gotten so far in my life and I've made it to where I wanted to make it. Now I think I just need to take care of like little Janis.
Like your mental health. Yeah, and just kind of seek therapy maybe.
For sure. No, 100% for sure. Like definitely. I need to like definitely cuz this is like unleashing things that I didn't even know. And I'm sure millions of people feel like that. You know, cuz I'm a happy person. I have a beautiful life, beautiful friends, a beautiful family, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. And nobody's ever going to see that until you actually talk about it. A lot of people are not open to talking about all their traumas.
It feels good.
It's real,
it feels good to like actually understand these things. But it could be scary. Like putting that mirror in front of you and like really like
no, it is scary.
Evaluating yourself. You
yeah.
know? This is crazy. I feel like I just smoked 10 joints because I'm like, look at my face. But I'm proud of us. This
no,
is good.
You're being real. We're both being real. And, you know, maybe somebody out there is going to take something from this episode. And that's always our goal, to have somebody take a little bit of what we're talking about and relate.
Definitely.
I feel like now we've both learned a little bit about each other, for sure.
I learned that,
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy because like you don't think about those things. Like, you know, your friends are like, yeah, like I got this, I got that, and it's like, okay, but I don't know what the hell happens behind closed doors, at least from my point of view. You know, I always thought like, oh, like this bitch got a fucking brand new car, like her parents give her everything, you know, and it's like realizing that no, like just because your parents can give you everything, you're still lacking a lot of things. And that's like, I think for me, it's like, girl, then like get up, you know, like you got it easy. Why the fuck are you complaining? You know, and it's like, I am not in that position to compare myself to other people because I don't know what they're going through.
Yeah, and vice versa. Like I feel the same way. Like, but I feel like for me, like I would see a girl that didn't have like a dad, and like to me that shit would make me sad.
Yeah.
Like because I remember having a friend in elementary school, and you know how like we have those little singing shows, and like my parents would always be there, and like her mom would never be there, and like that shit would break my heart.
My mom. Some of them she didn't show up.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Oh my god.
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I felt like me as a little girl, that made me realize like, damn, like I can only imagine what they're going through. Like because their parents are not here for their little shows or whatever, field trips and shit. Just because I always had my mom, you know, going. And like for me to see my friends sad, and like I remember my friend would be like, dang, like my mom didn't show up.
That's so real.
That shit would break my heart.
That is so real. That is so real. I can't wait to be a mom one day.
I know.
I literally can't wait. When the day comes.
Not right now.
No. Fuck them kids. I'm sorry. Respectfully. But yeah,
it's hard out here.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm barely figuring out these things about myself, let alone how the hell am I gonna raise a child? Like
a little life.
I literally beat my face. I was telling Abigail, I beat my face for what? I really didn't think
no,
I was
you still look good. You still look good.
Just kidding. I feel good.
Me too. I feel refreshed. I feel like I learned a little bit about you, and I feel like I'm able to understand a little bit why you act certain ways, because I feel like you're always very I don't know, we don't have to put this in there.
No, we can, yeah.
But I've always felt like you're very like we need to do this, we need to do that, and I'm always like, Janis, chill. And I feel like I tell you that a lot, Janis, chill. But now I know why you don't chill, because you've always felt like you had to be on top of everything and you know on it.
Everyone tells me that. Literally everyone, like, just relax. And literally all my clients that leave, like, I'll tell them about my day, and I think like it's like, oh shit, you know, and they're like, get some rest, and I'm like, okay. But like when they leave, it's like I'm doing something, you know. Yeah. And I think
every time I call you, I feel like you're doing something.
I know.
You're like, hi, what are you doing? I'm like, you're like, oh, I just finished doing this. I just finished doing that. And right now I'm about to get ready for bed.
It's like I have an agenda.
Yeah. No, but it's okay. I mean, with time, you're going to be able to understand your feelings and understand yourself.
I think my biggest fear is like being nonchalant about like being like free spirit and just be like, go with the flow. I feel like my fear is if I do that, I will lose everything I've worked so hard to build.
Fuck. Damn, that's crazy.
Yep.
And then
the silence was so
I know, because I'm like, damn, like that's just a fucking realization. Like,
because I don't have, like, I have my mom, I have my boyfriend's family, like I have people, but I don't really have anyone to rely on.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, I don't. And this is why I strive for everything I want, because I feel like if I, like, it's okay to like bounce back, like, okay, like I have to, you know, take a few steps back to take a leap forward. But I think it's something I need to let go of.
Definitely.
Because I'm gonna, if I continue this way, I feel like I can give myself like a stroke or heart attack.
No, literally. And not even just that, like you hit rock bottom and you're like, damn, like you feel like you can't go on anymore.
Yeah, and I don't want to get to that point. Yeah. I don't, and I don't feel like I'm at that point, but I feel like I could if I continue being the way. And it's a good thing that I am. Like, of course, people admire me. Like, oh, how does she do it? Like, how does she, you know? I do it because of trauma.
Now you know.
Now you know how I get through life. But no, like, it is a good thing to have, but it's like too much. Is like you said, like, damn, bitch, just chill. Like, before I know it, I'm going to close my eyes and open. I'm going to be 30 years old. And then I'm going to be like, why didn't I do the things that I wanted to? Like,
yeah, literally.
Everything just flew by.
And you were worried about what was going to happen the next month. And you're so young. Like, that's the best part of it. That you're realizing right now that you're young. And you can, you know, seek that help. And
I could do something about it. You know? And I'm grateful all the time. Like, I've prayed for days like this. Like, I've literally been on my hands and knees as a little kid, like, praying that I'm not in the situation I used to be and in the situation I am now. This is Janis's therapy talk, family toxicity. This was good.
No, this was good. And we definitely want you guys to comment down below and tell us if you guys relate to us. Like, be raw, be honest.
I want to connect with you guys on a deeper level. I feel like I'm here releasing and opening up everything, and I just want to know, like, I just want to connect with you guys on a deeper level. And, you know, comment if you guys have any stories that you would like to share. Obviously, whatever you guys would want to share. But I want to connect on a deeper level with you guys. Like, we're all going through this together. Life is hard in itself. The economy is so expensive. Everything's so expensive. We all have family trauma. We all have family issues. But if we can, like, come together as a group and a union to, like, grow and help each other, like, that's the most beautiful thing. And you could take that with you in your life forever.
Forever. You know? And not even just that, like, you guys are gonna learn as much as we're learning too.
Yeah, because starting this episode, I did not think I was gonna be here crying. I mean, like, you guys probably knew I was gonna cry because I've been crying, but now you guys know why I am so emotional, and even myself, like, knowing why I am a crybaby. Like, I cry for everything. I put up a front, like, I got this, like, it's chill, because sometimes I do feel like that, like, nah, fuck it, I'll knock it out, you know, like, I could do this. Anything's possible that I set my mind to, I can do it. But it does come with baggage.
It does.
A lot of emotional baggage for me to get to where I want to be. And I feel like I can be more successful if I release those things and it be more happy. Because I am happy, of course, but I feel like I can be more happy. Yeah. And get fucking faded and just relax. I feel like I'm such a tense person. Like, I'm like, I just need to chill. Like, I need to... BetterHelp sponsor me because I need therapy.
I won't sell the dinero. Imagine one day we're gonna be getting sponsored by BetterHelp.
Dude, stop! I love them. I want to talk to the CEO right now. Get me on the phone with them right now. Y'all should get on BetterHelp, even though I'm not sponsored, but I will be, because manifestation.
Yeah, manifestation is real.
Yes, no, for real. But I love you, Abby.
I love you too, and I'm glad we were able to sit down and talk about all this shit because it's needed.
Yeah, our family plays a big part in who we are today, and we're gonna be better. We're gonna do better, be better, and just be happier. This is what life's about. This episode was good, like so good. This was so, I'm happy.
But at the end of the day, we do want to say, you know, we do love our family.
Yeah,
we don't want to judge them whatsoever. We're just talking about our experiences and how we felt. And maybe they're going to realize once they see this episode, they're going to be like, dang.
Yeah. It's okay to open up. And I'm gonna say this in Spanish. Si eres... No, I am.
Okay.
You know, yo creo. I'm scared. Okay, maybe I shouldn't.
No. Do it.
Yo siento si tú eres un papá o mamá que necesitas ver tus niños y escucharlos, que está bien, porque nosotros a veces necesitamos sus mamás y papás que entendernos.
Para que nos entiendan.
Pero te queramos mucho. Like, we love our parents, you know?
Oh, yeah, we do.
We're grateful for everything, and it's not to put them, like...
I feel like anything they've done for us, it's been for the good in their eyes, and we're always going to appreciate that. Because at the end of the day, we don't know their traumas.
Exactly.
And they're learning to learn ours because it's a new generation. We're more open to talk about this. We're more open to talk about therapy, more open to talk about our feelings.
Para tener tus hijos en tu lado, necesitas entender
y escucharlos.
Ajá. Amen. That was good. Nombre de Jesús Cristo. Amen.
We're gonna end it here. We do hope you guys like this episode. Like we said, please comment down below if you guys even just want to put a little heart. If you guys do relate with us, you guys don't even have to say anything. Just comment down a little heart, like this video, and share it with all your friends. Yeah, honestly, I'm really thankful for this experience, this journey. This is only our 4th episode. I can't wait to share more of myself and for you guys to watch us grow and evolve. Like, for real. Definitely, yeah. I'm happy I talked about this today in the podcast. Like I said again, I'm going to repeat it. I'm okay, guys. I think I just need to really dig down deep in myself and see how I can be a better person for myself. And if you feel like how I feel, do the same. Like, I really do. You're not alone, you know? Yeah. You guys are not alone. And I love you guys so much. And put yourself first. And if you feel like you're at rock bottom where you are at your last wit's end, seek help, for real. Like, not to be like, oh, I get help. Like, no, like, actually talk to your friends. If you feel comfortable, like, message me personally. Like, I would love to relate to you guys. Our social medias are always going to be down below. If you guys ever want to send us a message, you know, we're always going to reply and, you know, give you guys feedback. Yeah. I love you guys so much. Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next episode. Bye.